Dear healthcare professionals and students, welcome to Healthcare Engineering. I am Asheni Silva, a biomedical engineer from Healthcare Engineering team. We are here to provide you with amazing presentations to learn and improve your skills. We are going to share our knowledge and experiences what we gain from the industry. I strongly believe that all kind of healthcare professionals and students can learn a lot from our YouTube channel and the blog by knowing the trends in modern healthcare world. Therefore, I would like to welcome you all to subscribe our YouTube channel and press the bell icon to get an instant update of a new informative video. Also, you can visit our blog www.learnbiomedengine.blogspot.com to learn more about the concepts we share in our videos. We can support in your healthcare businesses. We can help you out in advertising your healthcare products. We can promote your healthcare events. We can provide technical reviews for your medical devices as well as many more online supports we provide to boost a pure healthcare business. If you are interested to get support from us, please contact our admin to the given mail ID. Also, you can follow us in these social media groups which shown in the screen. The links will be given in the description below. In today's video, we are going to discuss about defibrillator. First of all, let's see what is a defibrillation. Defibrillation is a non-synchronized random administration of shock during a cardiac cycle. During a ventricular fibrillation, heart stops pumping blood to the brain and body. It will cause cardiac arrest and death within few minutes if not treated immediately. Defibrillation restores a normal heartbeat by shocking the heart with electricity. In order to flow the electric current properly and to reduce the risk of skin burn, the electrodes have to be applied close enough together. Now, let's see what is a defibrillator. It is the device that restores a normal heartbeat by sending an electric pulse or shock to the heart. Before we learn in detail about the device, let's see what is CPR.
CPR, which means cardiopulmonary resuscitation.
It is a life-saving technique which used to keep someone alive in a medical emergency, in which someone's heart beating has stopped. So then, brain starts to lose its oxygen supply and soon after death within few minutes. This is where the CPR plays a major role. Now, let's see how to perform a CPR.
As I mentioned before, we can perform a CPR when a person not breathing. First step is check the person's responsiveness. First of all, we need to check the patient's situation. We can tap their shoulder and loudly ask whether they need help. Second step is seek immediate help. If they are not responding, give a call to your local emergency medical number before performing a CPR. Third step is check for the breathing. Place your ear next to the patient's mouth and listen for no more than 10 seconds. If you do not hear breathing, begin to perform CPR. Fourth step is locate hand position. Place one of your hand on the top of the other and clasp them together. With the heel of the hands and straight elbows, push hard and fast in the center of the chest, slightly below the nipples. Step 5 is begin compression. As the picture shows, start compression on an adult. Use upper body to push straight down on their chest. Compress their chest at a rate of the 100 to 120 times per minute. Children from 1 to 8 use just one of your hands in their center of the chest. For infant, place 2 fingers in the center of their chest, slightly below the nipple line. Step 6 is continue compressions. Repeat the compression cycle until the person starts to breathe or medical help arrives. If the person begins to breathe, have them lie on their side quietly until medical assistance is on the scene. In this slide, let's see how can we perform mouth-to-mouth resuscitation.
One organization was announced that the chest compressions should be performed first before opening the person's airway. The old model was ABC, airway, breathing and compressions. This was replaced by CA. Now, let's see the types of defibrillators. Most of the defibrillators are energy-based, and the most of the energy which arrives at the myocardium is depend on the selected voltage and the transthoracic impedance. Mainly modern defibrillators can be grouped into 5 categories. Accordingly, advanced life support units, automated external defibrillators, manual external defibrillators, implantable cardioverter defibrillators, and wearable defibrillators. Now, let's talk in detail about these types. First type is advanced life support units. Usually, these units are used in hospitals and ambulances. It allows staff to monitor the patient's heart rhythm and involves manually if a shock is required. Many ALS units are equipped with additional functions such as the monitoring of carbon dioxide and oxygen levels, blood pressure measurement, temperature monitoring, and a myocardial infarction alert system. Second type is automated external defibrillator. This device have a self-adhesive electrode pads and a built-in computer that automatically analyze the patient's heart rhythm. These devices can further divided into 2 groups, which semi-automatic and fully automatic. Most AEDs are current-based, but there are 2 types of defibrillators less frequently used in clinical practice. One is impedance-based defibrillators and the other one is current-based defibrillators. Third type is manual external defibrillators. These devices required more experiences and training to effectively handle this machine. Hence, they are only common in hospitals and a few ambulances where the capable hands are present. Fourth type is implantable cardioverter defibrillators. These units were placed directly into the chest of the patients who are at high risk of sudden death. The last type is wearable defibrillators. These units are used for patients who are known to be at short-term risk of sudden death. Let's see the waveforms and its importance. Energy-based defibrillators can deliver energy in a variety of waveforms. As the picture shows accordingly, first graph is for monophasic and the second one for biphasic and third one for triphasic. In monophasic waveform, deliver current in one polarity. In biphasic waveform, delivered current flow in a positive direction for a specific time and then reverse and flows in a negative direction for the remaining duration of the electric discharge. In triphasic waveform, investigation in animals suggests that the benefit of biphasic waveform could be enhanced through the use of triphasic waveform, in which the second phase has the larger strength to lower the DFT and the third phase has the lower strength to minimize damage. Now, let's talk about intrathoracic impedance. Successful defibrillation depends on delivery of the electrical charge to the myocardium. The rest is dissipated through the resistance of the skin and the rest of the body. The impedance of skin and thoracic wall act as a resistance in series, and impedance of the other intrathoracic structures act as a resistance in parallel with the myocardium.
So far we have seen part 1 video of the defibrillator. The part 2 video will be released soon. So stay tuned with us, and to get more information about this topic, kindly visit our blog www.learnbiomedengine.blogspot.com. Also, to get more informative videos, please subscribe our YouTube channel. And to get support to promote your healthcare businesses, please contact us in the given mail ID. Furthermore, you can follow us in these social media platforms which shown in the screen. The links will be given in the description below. Thanks for watching.